Hello, everybody. If you want to read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. Short story 266, The Big Move. Sarah was excited. Today was the day she moved into her new house. She was leaving her small flat in the city centre and going to live in a big house in the countryside. She had always dreamed of living in a place with a garden and lots of space. She packed her last box and looked around the flat. It was small, but it had been her home for 5 years. She felt a little sad to leave, but she knew it was time for a new chapter. She drove to her new house and pulled into the driveway. It was a beautiful old house with a long winding path leading up to the front door. A big garden with tall trees surrounded the house. Sarah smiled. It was perfect. She unlocked the front door and stepped inside. The house was dusty and needed some work, but Sarah could see its potential. She imagined the house filled with furniture and laughter. She spent the next few days cleaning and unpacking. She painted the walls, brought new furniture, and hung curtains. She loved making the house her own. One afternoon, she was sitting in her new garden, enjoying the sun, when she heard a knock at the door. She stood up and went to open it. Standing on her doorstep was an old woman with a kind smile. "Hello," the woman said. "My name is Mrs. Jones. I live next door. I just wanted to welcome you to the neighbourhood." Sarah was delighted. "Hello, Mrs. Jones. It's lovely to meet you. Thank you for the welcome." "I've lived here for many years," Mrs. Jones continued, "and I've seen many people come and go, but you seem different. You seem happy." Sarah smiled. "I am happy. This is my dream home." "That's wonderful," Mrs. Jones said. "I hope you'll be very happy here." Sarah spent the rest of the afternoon chatting with Mrs. Jones. She learned that Mrs. Jones was a retired teacher and that she loved gardening. She also learned that the neighbourhood was very friendly. Sarah felt like she was already starting to feel at home. That evening, as Sarah sat on her porch looking at the sunset over the fields, she felt a sense of peace. She had made the right decision. She was finally home. Vocabulary notes. Dream, noun, verb. Meaning, noun. A series of thoughts, images and sensations occurring in the mind during sleep. Verb, to imagine or hope for something that is very desirable. Example, Sarah had always dreamed of living in a place with a garden. Noun. She dreamed of a peaceful life in the countryside. Verb. Note the word dream can be both a noun and a verb, depending on how it's used in the sentence. Chapter, noun. Meaning, a distinct part or section of a book or other written work. A period of time in a person's life, especially one marked by significant events. Example, she knew it was time for a new chapter in her life. The novel is divided into 5 chapters. Driveway, noun. Meaning, a short private road leading from a public road to a house or garage. Example, she pulled into the driveway and parked the car. The driveway was long and lined with trees. Winding, adjective. Meaning, having many curves or turns. Example, a long, winding path led to the front door. The winding road through the mountains was breathtaking. Potential, noun. Meaning, the possibility or likelihood of something happening or of someone being successful. Example, she could see the house's potential. He has the potential to be a great leader. Hang, verb. Meaning, to fasten or suspend something so it is held up without support. Example, she hung curtains on the windows. The painting was hanging on the wall. Retired, adjective. Meaning, having stopped working, especially after reaching a certain age. Example, Mrs. Jones was a retired teacher. He retired from the army at the age of 60. Neighbourhood, noun, meaning the area around a person's home or a particular place. Example, she was happy to meet the friendly people in her new neighbourhood. The neighbourhood was filled with parks and shops. Porch, noun, meaning a covered entrance to a building, often with a roof and walls. Example, she sat on her porch watching the sunset. The porch was decorated with flowers. Story written by onemin.ai, images created by onemin.ai and designer AI. To read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you.